NASCAR Winston Cup Racing 2000. As competitive as any season in history. 10 different winners in 11 races. But from this pack of champions, one driver is emerging as the next superstar. The new name is an old name. Dale Earnhardt is 7-time national champion, but it is his son, Dale Earnhardt Jr., a Winston Cup rookie, who in just 4 months has won 3 events and become an American racing hero. A week ago, he passed 9 established champions in the closing laps for victory. He entered the arena like a heavyweight champion for Wednesday's qualifying. He responded with a record lap that won the pole for tonight's race. Now, Dale Earnhardt Jr. reaches for one of the sport's most coveted prizes, victory in the Coca-Cola 600.
And now the time has finally arrived that we've all been waiting for. To bring us the command to start the 41st running of the Coca-Cola 600, the family and friends of our fallen heroes.
The 41st running of the Coca-Cola 600 at Lowe's Motor Speedway. We are about to launch this 33,000 horsepower all-American missile that will orbit this 1.5-mile track in the next few hours in quest of victory in one of the most important races of the year. Let's go topside. Here's Alan Bestwick.
Ken, thank you. Welcome to Charlotte. We're looking forward to bringing you an absolutely terrific race tonight. You know, the 2000 NASCAR Winston Cup season has been terrific so far because of 2 things: parity and unpredictability. Take a look at the championship standings after the first 11 races of the season. Just 78 points separate the entire top 5, only 201 points, all the way back to 9th place, Jeff Gordon. 10 different winners in 11 races. You just never know who's going to wind up in victory lane, and that's certainly the case tonight. Joining me for our call of the Coca-Cola 600, a man who knows well what it takes to get the job done here. 1968, 1972, and again in 1973. Buddy Baker, a little tired there, but in victory lane, celebrating a win in the longest race of the NASCAR Winston Cup Series. Buddy, pleasure to have you with us. 600 miles. How does it affect the drivers? How does it affect the cars?
Well, they tell me that a picture's worth 1,000 words, and you can see I was spent. Let me tell you, when you get down to that last 100 miles, that form-fit seat all of a sudden don't fit so good. Your arms begin to get tired. The sweat runs into your eyes. And you thank God to be able to have a chance to win the longest race that we run all year long, and you go after it. But let me tell you, you're a whip pup when it's over.
Buddy, appreciate you being with us. Look forward to a great race tonight. Also joining me for the call, the executive editor of Speedway Illustrated magazine, Dr. Dick Berggren. Dick, glad to have you with us. The talk for the last 5 days here in Charlotte's been about one guy.
There are 43 drivers in tonight's race, but the spotlight has shone most brightly on 25-year-old Winston Cup rookie Dale Earnhardt Jr. And why not? Already this year, he has won 2-point races. Last Saturday night at this very racetrack, he won the Winston. He won the pole for tonight's race. He even won happy hour last night. All week long, every time the crowd has seen Earnhardt, they have absolutely gone berserk. A rookie, one of the favorites tonight, maybe the favorite tonight.
The cars are beginning to roll off. Let's go down to pit road for more of the stories in tonight's Coca-Cola 600. Here's Marty Snyder.
Well, Alan, if Dale Earnhardt Jr. is the hottest young driver on the circuit, Jerry Nadeau is not far behind. He won 2 races last week. He's qualified on the outside pole today, and tonight he has perhaps his best ever shot at a win. But the 600 is an endurance race, a test of stamina and your equipment. Nadeau has had problems all year long getting the results that he deserves. Bottom line, if they don't beat themselves, Jerry Nadeau and his team might find their way into the top 10 by the end of the night and just maybe into victory lane. To Mike Hogwood.
I'm in the pit of John Andretti. He's going to try his best to make it to the first caution flag tonight. He has a cracked split rim. He is in terrible pain. It happened last Saturday night in the Winston All-Star race. He injured it further in practice yesterday. Standing by here in the pits is Busch Series driver Tim Nadeau. He has told me, yes, he will be getting in the car at the first caution flag today. It's been 5 years since he's had a Winston Cup ride. Now to Mike Massaro.
Well, all the talk this weekend seems to be about Dale Earnhardt Jr., but let's not forget about his father. The 7-time NASCAR Winston Cup champ made his debut 25 years ago this weekend, and again is a strong contender to win. He has since made 46 starts here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway, winning 5 times, including 3 Coca-Cola 600s. He was 7th fastest in happy hour last night. He has a brand new paint scheme. He doesn't really care for it, though, but he wouldn't mind putting it in victory lane. 43 drivers set to go in the Coca-Cola 600. Let's take a look at the starting lineup. Dale Earnhardt Jr. is on pole for tonight's race, the only 2-time winner so far in the NASCAR Winston Cup season. Jerry Nadeau seeking his first win outside of row 1. He'll start there. Row number 2, Bill Elliott seeking his first win since 1994, and Jeremy Mayfield, the winner at California earlier in the month of May. Row number 3, Mike Skinner finished 3rd here last race at Charlotte last October, and Kevin LePage from Vermont at one of his best racetracks. Row number 4 is the current point leader, Bobby Labonte, and alongside Labonte, the Winston Cup champion from '99, Dale Jarrett. Row number 5 is Tony Stewart, last to 4th in 1999 in this race, and Kenny Wallace trying to turn around a tough luck here. Row number 6, Jimmy Spencer alongside Michael Waltrip, the All-Star race winner here in '96. Row 7 is Bobby Hamilton alongside Jeff Gordon, a 3-time Coca-Cola 600 winner. Row number 8, Dale Earnhardt, the 7-time Winston Cup champ, and Rusty Wallace, who's finished 2nd in 2 of the last 3 600s. Row number 9 is John Andretti, who you just heard will give way to Tim Nadeau in this race. And Steve Park could win number 1 come tonight. Row number 10, Mark Martin, always a favorite, a 3-time Charlotte winner, and Ricky Rudd, who makes his 48th Charlotte start. Row number 11 is Matt Kenseth, the Rookie of the Year leader, and Ricky Craven making just his 5th start in 2000. Row 12, Rick Mast in the A.J. Foyt car alongside Robert Presley. The 13th row, Brett O'Ryan, and Winston Cup rookie Scott Pruitt. The 14th row is Joe Nemechek and the defending 600 winner Jeff Burton. In row 15, Jeffrey Bodine makes his 2nd start of the season alongside rookie Dave Blaney. The 16th row is Ward Burton, just 3 points behind Bobby Labonte in the championship alongside Wally Dallenbach. The 17th row is Kenny Irwin and former Charlotte winner Ken Schrader. Row number 18, 5-time 600 winner Darrell Waltrip in a ride they bought earlier this week, and Sterling Marlin. Terry Labonte got his best finish of the season at Richmond a few weeks ago. He's alongside Chad Little in row 19. The 20th row, Johnny Benson and rookie Stacy Compton. Elliott Sadler had a top 10 car in happy hour yesterday. He's alongside P.J. Jones, starting in place of Robbie Gordon. And bringing up the rear of the field would be Mike Bliss in his Pontiac, starting 43rd. Now the Visa race analysis.
We're going to go 400 laps. It's 600 miles and a 1.5 mile quad oval. Pole speed 186.034, a new record. Pit window 65 to 70 laps. They'll be in for tires and fuel.
Field coming down, just about to complete the 2nd of their parade and pace laps. A look at the weather conditions, and that bottom line there is the one that could have an effect on the race. There are thunderstorms in the area. There are thunderstorms forecast for later tonight. And I suspect the crew chiefs are going to get a little bit antsy around the halfway point of this race watching the skies. Got a great lineup of onboard cameras for you on TBS tonight. Ward Burton will take us along. He starts in 31st position. We'll ride with the defending 600 winner Jeff Burton, starting back in 28th. We'll also be on board with Mark Martin. You see him strapped into the office and ready to go to work. And the 3-time 600 winner Jeff Gordon, who starts 14th. Tony Stewart, one of the drivers eligible for the $1 million bonus. He has a camera for us tonight, as does his Joe Gibbs Racing teammate Bobby Labonte, who starts 7th. We'll ride with Phil Elliott from inside of row number 2, the Georgian, always a fan favorite. And the man who starts on pole will also give us a ride tonight, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Mr. Headline, over the last 10 days of Winston Cup competition here in Charlotte. So the field half a lap away from the green. Buddy, drivers' thoughts now before they start a 600-mile race or what?
Well, they're going back and forth across the racetrack right now, getting all the excess rubber off the tires that they pick up going around here slow. Also, right now, he's talking to the pit crew, telling them what they want to know as far as everything's checking out, oil pressure, water temperature, all that. Tony Uri, his crew chief right there, getting the information from him. You can see the pit crew ready for the race to get underway.
Spotters up top ready to do their job as we get set to go in a $3 million event. 400 laps, 600 miles, the 41st running of the Coca-Cola 600. Some 175,000 fans on their feet as we come down for the start. Dale Earnhardt Jr. gets the jump on Nadeau. He leads into turn 1.
Down the 1,360-foot back straightaway, about 185, 190 miles an hour. As you go down to turn 3, there's some bumps as you go into that corner that sometimes upset the car. You can see Jerry Nadeau's car moving up as Bill Elliott makes a run at him.
Elliott going for second spot as they complete lap number 1. Dale Jr. leads. Elliott is second. Nadeau is third. Mayfield takes fourth ahead of Mike Skinner, who's fifth.
Strong breeze here at the Speedway has blown a good bit of paper onto the racetrack that could get caught in somebody's radiator.
Here's Skinner after Mayfield for fourth spot.
They're still side by side. That's a good part of the early part of this race. The racetrack has had some running on it this week, so it's in good shape. You can run side by side and make it very competitive.
Now, we did have some rain earlier today. Was it enough to wash the rubber off the track and make this a really green surface, buddy?
What that did was just clean the surface, get the excess oils off, but it still has the rubber in it.
Still watching the race for fourth. Mike Skinner down low. Jeremy Mayfield up high. Skinner's car not carrying its usual paint scheme, carrying one of the military designs this weekend.
Driving down to the low side, gets a good run as he gets back in the throttle. As they come off turn 4, it looks like Skinner has the spot.
Not by much. Skinner has never won a Winston Cup points race. He has a car that nearly won earlier this year in Atlanta, and there are a lot of people who think maybe tonight's his night.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. leads. You see Bill Elliott in second, closing quickly on his back bumper.
Bill Elliott earlier today told me he liked this car. Ray Evernham has been an advisor. You know, next year he's going to move to the Dodge racing team. But right now, he's got a great crew and a very fast car, as you can well see.
A long time since Bill Elliott's won a NASCAR Winston Cup race, and there's a long time to go in tonight, but they certainly feel like they have a machine capable of winning. You see the front three opened up a little bit of daylight on fourth place now, mostly because Nadeau and Skinner raced side by side there for that couple of laps around and let the front three get away.
Well, this morning, Tony Uri told me that the crew chief for the number 8 car, Earnhardt Jr., said he wasn't sure the car was going to be all that fast in the beginning. They were really setting the car up more for the end of the race than the beginning. So far, so good. No one's been able to really even threaten Junior. Look at that junk blowing around.
I got to tell you something. That could be a problem for these cars because they tape the front of the cars up. As you can see on the front of these cars when they come out, they put a lot of tape there to get down for. If you get a food wrapper on the front part of that car now, it sets off some of the air and could make it run high.
Looks like Dale Jr.'s car already has picked up a little piece of trash right underneath the Chevrolet bow tie symbol. Mike Hogwood, what about it from Dale Jr.'s pit?
Well, Dale Jr. has been very quiet on the radio. He just came on just a moment ago and said 3 words, actually. Guys, it's good.
Well, that's not good news for the competition, that's for sure.
Well, that's good, but Bill Elliott's probably telling his crew exactly the same thing. Right on the bottom of the racetrack, and back in the pack here, they're getting at it.
Jeffrey Bodine has lost a couple of positions here in this last lap. They're racing here for 32nd and 33rd position. Jeff Burton down low and Bodine up top.
Jeffrey's been working out. If he makes it through this race, it's by far the longest he will have gone since Daytona. He's been working out, trying to get himself in shape. He told me this morning he thinks he's up for it. He can go all the way.
Don't come down, Jeffrey. That's all I can say right there. He went down in the corner. It's a good thing he held the high line.
Jeff Burton, the defending 600 winner, starting way back in the pack in tonight's race, took the green flag in 28th position. As the change for the lead off of turn number 4, here comes Bill Elliott up front.
Needless to say, you could hear the crowd cheering over the noise of the cars as they came by. They love this race, and Jerry Nadeau now moving up on the back of Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s car also.
That was only the 6th lap that Bill Elliott has led so far in 2000. As good as he's been running, he's not been in the lead a lot. Here's a look at what happened off of turn 4 a lap ago.
The car jumped sideways. You can see the back of Earnhardt Jr.'s car step out. He had to back out of the car, and Bill Elliott just flew by.
Only the second race that Bill Elliott has led here at Charlotte since 1992. He led 30 laps in the 697, but Elliott has not spent a lot of time at the front of the pack at this racetrack in recent history. Going to see another lead change here. Elliott up the racetrack.
Earnhardt Jr. just gets in the throttle. They're going to run side by side all the way down the front straightaway, though, I guarantee you.
Awful early to be running this hard.
Might allow some of the other cars behind him to close in. Elliott up the banking. Nadeau going to try and take advantage of that opening to get second.
Elliott's car won't stay low, almost into the wall as he comes off turn 2 over there. Jerry Nadeau side by side as he heads into turn 3.
Won't stay low, or you think he's just not trying to force it, knowing that Junior was going to come back and be a little more desperate to lead than he was, and Nadeau probably a little more desperate for second than Elliott's going to be at this point. I mean, Bill's got so much experience. He knows this is a 600-mile race.
You know, you brought up a good point there, because most people find a handling place on the racetrack to fit the car to make the tires last for a long time. I noticed Jeremy Mayfield's car was up there just that lap. Sometimes you need to take that wider line just to cool the tires down.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. reassuming the lead from Bill Elliott. We're just underway in the 41st running of the Coca-Cola 600 at Charlotte. I'd like to see him. Yep, that'd be great. Change for fourth.
Well, it was a good race. Yeah, they just went right on by. I don't know what's going on here.
Yes, please. He's all the way up to 9th.
Oh, Bobby Labonte. Okay. No, I don't, but
How about Ben? Yep.
I think Larry Mack made a decision this morning.
He's off the pace here.
Who?
Slow down a little bit. Stacy Compton.
Oh. I got some information when you do Skinner.
Okay. I'm not sure how long we're going to stay there. But...
I know they'll come behind them.
Park is up to 12.
Yep.
Lost the audio on Junior's car, huh?
Well, I hope they don't paint the stars again before next week.
They will. They'll
I
all be
mean,
back to their normal colors.
I can go with that. That's a good shot.
The Coca-Cola 600 is underway at Lowe's Motor Speedway, Charlotte. Just 17 of 400 laps in. You're looking at the race leader, Dale Earnhardt Jr. He and Bill Elliott swapped the lead twice between them in the opening 10 laps, and Jr. now with that advantage you see over the Georgia veteran. While we were away in the break, the change for fourth position, we saw Mike Skinner bypass Jeremy Mayfield for that spot earlier. Now Mayfield has made the return pass on Skinner, so Jeremy up to fourth. Skinner has dropped back to fifth, just ahead of Tony Stewart, who's in sixth. Now the man on the move in the early going is Dale Earnhardt. He started the race in 15th position, and he is about to take the 6th spot, make it the 8th spot away from Kevin LePage.
And you have to remember how well he ran at the sister track here in Atlanta this year. He won the race over Bobby Labonte by less than a half a car length, but he really gets around this type of racetrack extremely well.
Now remember, too, he's led more laps at this racetrack than any other driver in tonight's field, and he has won this race 3 times. Senior. Maybe I shouldn't call him that. Earnhardt,
he gets mad.
He doesn't like that. Earnhardt the Elder, or as one of our crew guys said, E1 is incredibly good here, and he has run really, really well all year.
I want to be there when you call him E1 the first time.
But that car does look strange.
Yeah, that's the Peter Max paint job that you've probably heard about over the last week or so here in Charlotte. Moving up and moving back. Well, Chad Little's gained a handful of spots. Jeff Burton dropped a little bit. The opening laps from his starting spot now has begun to pick him back off. And some drivers slipping back a little bit. Look at Bobby Hamilton. He's dropped some spots in the opening laps, 11th to 26th. Tell you another one who started to slip back a little bit. That would be the Winston Cup champion, Dale Jarrett. He started in 8th position. He's lost 4 spots back to 12th.
Now, Alan, this is one of the most heat-sensitive tracks that we run on. And right now we have sun on the back straightaway, dark conditions on the front. It's really tough right now to pick what you really want to do to the car on the first pit stop. But a lot of them out there right now are talking to their crew chiefs and going, we have to change it. It's pushing here or doing that.
There's Dale Jarrett. He's fallen back to 12th spot. Mike Massaro, what's up with DJ's car?
And Alan, evidently Dale Jarrett has been developing a push in the middle of the corner. He's already radioed in, and they're planning on making a left side air pressure adjustment at the first stop.
If you're new to NASCAR, push means the front end's not gripping as much as the back, and the car wants to keep going straight when he tries to turn it left into the corners. 21 laps complete. Dale Jarrett, the Winston Cup champion, running in 8th spot behind Dale Earnhardt Jr., the leader. We're coming back to Charlotte in a moment.
Yeah.
That's beautiful as long as you're not stopped on the straightaway.
Yeah.
You can see them coming. Whoa.
Yep. Okay. I got it. Yeah, I think we're doing fine. Let's walk a little bit farther back into the top 10. Show Stewart and Labonte if we can, and then maybe Rusty Wallace and Park. Yeah.
Gordon.
And
Gordon
you're probably going to have a change for second here, happening in about a lap or so.
Yeah. Tony Stewart's coming up slowly, but he's coming up.
Yeah.
That's where he'll get him.
Yeah.
He's working on it.
Yeah. Let's keep an eye on that second place thing for a minute, and then come back to Tony Stewart.
I saw that.
Yep. Yeah, they're not.
Steve Park is fighting his car.
Looking good so far.
He's going
Looking
back.
good.
He's going back.
Yep.
Ricky Craven's coming forward. I wish him well, too.
He's a good guy.
Yeah.
Today, log on to TBSSuperstation.com and follow live in-car camera action for the Coca-Cola 600. That's Elliott Sadler making his way up through traffic back in 35th position, deep in the field.
I think he was 10th quickest in the last practice yesterday in the 21 car, so he's real excited about today, but he has to deal with this heavy traffic.
Here's a race for second spot off of turn 4. Jerry Nadeau in the blue-nosed machine with the orange stripe around the bottom, putting some pressure on Bill Elliott, who's putting some pressure on the race leader as well. Elliott's just using a higher line at both ends of the racetrack, and that's like waving the carrot in front of the horse for Jerry Nadeau. That bottom lane is just awfully tempting.
Look at this bunch, so they don't even care where they run. 3 wide coming off the corner there and down the front straightaway. These guys are going at it.
That's back for 31st and 32nd position. Kenny Irwin, Chad Little, Bobby Hamilton, Elliott Sadler. Surprised to see Ward Burton back in the middle of this group there. The gold and black car in the middle of it, the 22 machine.
Yeah, he had been really fast in the happy hour session, and they thought they had a great car for today, but so far it hasn't shown a whole lot. On the other hand, it's still daylight. We've got a long way. Oh, boy.
Sterling Marlin in the 40 got really squirrely there. He almost got in the back of Burton, the 22 car. As they got very close to each other, you could see the 40 car just go all over the racetrack.
I think he was trying to cut down behind Ward and follow him underneath Bobby Hamilton, but then realized he didn't have him cleared yet and was going to run into the back of him if he yanked that steering wheel to the left.
And Hamilton's car has had a wiggle in traffic the whole time here at Lowe's.
Yeah, he started 13th. He's back in 35th now and about to lose a couple more spots. Here's the view from Ward Burton's perspective. See that sun glare off the windshield before he gets behind the shadow of the grandstand in turn 4.
Ward second in points, just 3 out of the lead. This driver has never led the Winston Cup points. He's got a taste of it now, though.
One of the fastest cars on the racetrack belongs to Tony Stewart. He is working on Mike Skinner there, trying to get the 5th spot away. Stewart started back in 9th position. He was a couple of seconds behind Skinner, what, 7-8 laps ago? Look how close he is to him now. Stewart's team owner is Joe Gibbs. Mike Hogwood is with him down on pit road.
We're just talking Tony Stewart really moving up there pretty fast. Bobby Labonte running well. What's your strategy here early in the race, Coach?
Actually, both our cars, we just want to make a lot of laps there early. Feel the cars out. I think Bobby right now sliding the nose a little bit. Tony's pretty happy. So we just want to stay up front right now and make laps. It's a long night.
Yeah, long night, and it's still early. Mike mentioned that Bobby Labonte did have some paper on his grill. It caused the oil temp to go up to 250. It was a moment of concern here in the Labonte pit.
Yeah, there you see the piece of paper there on the right side of the grill, left as you look at it, but right on the car.
And you'd probably want to know why the oil temperature would go up. Well, your oil.
Here's a challenge for second spot off of turn number 4. Jerry Nadeau is going to finally make that move underneath Bill Elliott. Elliott's been dangling that low groove in front of him for a while.
Hadn't got it made yet. Bill fighting back on the outside. He'll get a great run up out of the corner there on the high side.
And while they race side by side, the 4th place car, Jeremy Mayfield, closing in quickly.
Hey, didn't get him yet.
Car, you're outside. Keep him up there if you can,
But you know, that's one of the great things.
Outside.
That's one of the great things about this racetrack is they can run side by side all the way around, and neither groove is necessarily faster than the other.
Yeah, Nadeau has not gotten it done. He's given up on this attempt so far.
Now try to tell you why it was running hot. The oil cooler's up there in the grill, and once something gets over the front like that, the temperature just goes sky high.
A lot of cars with some paper on their grill. Looks like Mayfield's got a little bit of something on the bottom of his. So we'll have to keep an eye on it and see if overheating becomes a problem sometime through the course of the night. This is for second spot you're watching. Second, third, and fourth all bunched together.
And Mayfield there, the last car in the frame there, is absolutely flying. He's able to go high or low, so he's working very, very well right now.
And that's Darrell Walter for the 85 that, if anything, is in the way right now.
Oh,
boy.
Do it.
Close call there. Now, I said that this track's great for having 2 grooves that are equal. 3, that's a different story. Nadeau's going to finish the pass on Elliott. Finally. Maybe. I've only been working on him for about 15, 20 laps now.
Well, Jerry Nadeau has absolutely. I know that Dale Earnhardt Jr. has been a big story, but so has Nadeau. He won twice last week, first time ever in Winston Cup in the qualifying race here to get into the Winston, and he just had a great week, and that car has been strong. Tony First is cheap, and the car conduct himself.
That's P.J. Jones in that bright orange car, subbing for Robbie Gordon. The Indy 500 was rain delayed earlier today. If you're not familiar, the race just ended a little while ago. Juan Montoya was the winner. Robbie Gordon finished 6th, I believe was the information I got. And obviously, since that race just ended, he's not made the trip to Charlotte yet, so it's P.J. Jones in his car. Mayfield around Elliott to third, behind that man, Dale Earnhardt Jr., who leads the Coca-Cola 600.